God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The Regional Bureau Chief... Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
It's open. Come on in. You have questions for us. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived. If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face. Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, but would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right there.
If we say no.
Then I'll put it out myself using force.
Whoa, Aaliyah! This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals, and I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
You solved many difficult cases across your career. Utilizing your own unique MO, you've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolved. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnappings. In 2003, you solved the Inside Out Flesh Skinner. In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case, and also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis then. In 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise. Hey, Belle, why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around that's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence, and your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to... We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from
Bullseye. You're an...
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she...
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
Does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with... First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up. Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort in.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever... The sun. Powerless. Right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
You can't really understand something if you want to learn more about us, Belle.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to
We stole the right to
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was... You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
If you already have the report, then either way, that...
Closed. Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson food delivery services.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the... Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now.
We're pleased that her body turned up deeply.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the
Body or not, we already saw Lisa's body, and it certainly...
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned. She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of...
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from...
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better.
Isn't that right, my fair? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us?
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already... After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your...
We haven't been to Louisiana, not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas, which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent. Yet that's not all. That evening on the set, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and the owner of the car lot felt it was a strange or...
Our world is filled with mystery, and they always have the most bizarre...
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard, Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car. Isn't that right?
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to stop, but there wasn't much we could actually investigate.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees whose staff, but we still have yet to obtain any key testimony.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case.
Not to mention how bad the timing was.
So, you gave up on the investigation. Remember what happened? That warehouse. That man.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was? Yeah, I think he started working there in... Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yeah. No need to answer. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI.
Morgan's right. Even this messy room. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. The practice... Mr. Morgan. I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Say hovels for pure souls, if you...
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't...
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzle. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones? Did you find the files? Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice!
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Savannah. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deep...
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your and no more red either.
Don't ever touch one. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch. Stay away.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Oh, don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville. Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case.
We don't want to remember that.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I remember hearing about this case on the news. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk. What happened?
That's a private, none of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make... Perhaps you simply finished making...
What are you...
Thinking too much about something. The Greenville case. Don't you think it resembles the Luc Carré case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more thing that can summon up the past. Mr. Morgan, please.
What did we just say? We don't want to read.
This isn't a photo from Greenville. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenville. It's from the Luc Carré case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree.
Yes. A red. Greenville wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenville case and the Lise Clarkson, they're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds. Trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes, smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your whole... Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to... I want to know what went down in Luc Carré in
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry... The sun comes down hard on you like a torrential downpour of demonic whisper. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny to be alone.
Zach. Zach. Can you hear me, Zach? There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the Isn't that right, Zach? Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us. Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it. Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and that's the deep south for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like the sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like it.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on you? The one above that huge should have had a dragonfly on. Anyway, they own most of the land round here. From the sugar, yeah, I reckon they got a stake. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing back, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You bet. That family ain't just some gang. They folks with real remnants of the good old boys especially the head of the family. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his so don't go barging in with that shiny FBI. Things are different down here.
I see. I'll keep that. When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale?
I just can't seem to keep myself away from you.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes. But folks say they found the body, and under that bridge, there was some kind of...
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic.
Voodoo?
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird...
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all...
So she was sacrificed?
That's what the fella who discovered it...
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I...
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI.
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road, when you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to... In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my... But no need to worry. I already reported it to the and I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really, but I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to... Then, I rented a car. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and... So, I decided on a brand new...
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've stomped down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make...
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars, who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports, I can see it now. It's 1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG. See, I was mesmerized. It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself. Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi...
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic.
I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere. I remembered exactly where I parked it, but when I came back from lunch, in short, someone stole, and in its place, they...
What?
a skateboard.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief, right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set, and they're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels.
What's your point?
Cat people. That's my point. Cat 1982, directed by Paul. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the most vital element of that movie is the reality. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans, and then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate. I was awestruck by the sheer reality. Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
Another vital element of Cat People is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about him. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder, period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Whatever you say. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The Cat People are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach. The searing light. These scents. It's the deep South. That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee? Baton Rouge. We've been chasing it all over America, but I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but this hole's from the shootout in Tucson. And this state, Miami. Now that was Billy, our perp, cut his own torso, right? Even with the help of the drugs. A feat like that, I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the same floor his blood gushed out onto. I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time. An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here, and Lise Clarkson's murder must be. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered, her body was found beneath a bridge, along with a strange the powerful man who essentially controls the town, and he seems to be more fearsome than your average. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any. You know, I keep thinking about that movie, The Island, 2005, directed by. For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprising. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house film. Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line, a genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of it. Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David. I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man. I'm very satisfied with the decorations and the size of, and it's even got a security box. It's proof that we're still safely inside the fringe. Due to the nature of our work, we've had to stay at hotels all. But Zach, do you know what I hate most about living out of shower pressure? The shower was invented so that human beings could quickly bathe in large. Yet there are far too many hotels in our nation that have showers with. It's an outrage. And I'll keep tooting my horn about this. Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are? The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Fell 10 maidens in the shrine of hunger. Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach. Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules. Zach, what did you think of Hungan's oracle? Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside. Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right? The answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even... Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able. Now for the other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous zero represents? Zero is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The Clarkson Food Delivery Service's cold store. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can eat. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very... And how about that Hungan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Sorry, boss. but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams Deep South. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease. You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. but I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all. Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you, and since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lee Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The Lee Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much, you know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way. Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
Hey, you! You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an or using your FBI connections to sell kids?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psych.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all and don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey. You signed a contract with me, remember?
Do whatever you like. This is America, but I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first. I can't leave her alone like. You feel the same way, don't you? Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like...
Patty, is something wrong?
I got something to say. When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, you mentioned if you want to find it, maybe you should track down
Professor R.
Yeah. Professor R owns the jazz bar on the other side of the bayou.
How do you know that?
Because.
Because, huh?
Interesting. "10 maidens, Zach. Let's topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all."
Oh, my Lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Sorry, honey, but you can't smoke in here. Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of Melvin's.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his investigation. We signed a contract.
Oh, my Lord. Well, ain't that something?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. Everyone's always called me that.
Oh, my Lord. Well, that's got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone in town's been talking about you.
I want a chocolate sundae, but no cherries. I want 2 wafers instead. Don't put too many Rice Krispies on it. Oh, but don't scrimp on the chocolate syrup either.
Oh, my Lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Alexis, are these photos of the town?
Oh, you like my pictures? My hobby's collecting snapshots of what our town used to be like. So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display. Our world these days feels a bit cold to me, you know? Just thought it'd be nice to help folks remember what it was like in the good old days.
Zach, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past.
She told me what was going on, you know.
What?
Lise, you don't need to try and hide it from me, honey. Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
What kind of fellow?
She said he had a really tall shadow.
How tall?
As tall as an oak tree.
Did that ring any bells for you?
Sadly, it didn't. I know just about everyone in this here town, but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall. Maybe it really was an oak tree and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them trees with lots of Spanish moss hanging down make me feel a little funny too.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
Yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zach, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah! Booyah! Oh, I got a turkey!
Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right? Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger. My, you're a handsome one. You came out here from the city, didn't you? I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Would you mind calling me York, ma'am?
Oh, so you are from the FBI. I thought as much. So sophisticated. Well, my horoscope in the paper today told me I'd be meeting someone new. And those horoscopes never miss. They're the real deal. Well, one even predicted when I'd bowl my first perfect game. Oh, no! Oh, could you stand a bit closer to me? Whew, that was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane. Well, the sheriff did that once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12 years. I was mortified. And I am going to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. In our world, some routines lead to good things, while others only lead to the bad. So, you mustn't ever cast a shadow over the lane. Is that understood?
It's her routine, Zach. Understand? Just like us and coffee. Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case. And I need to topple 10 maidens, no matter what it takes.
No, absolutely not. Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise to him.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me. Ooh, you like that? That's what I'm talking about. Who's your mama?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm afraid we have no choice but to force her to let us use her bowling lane. Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal. You're not going to let me finish investigating here? Sometimes taking the most roundabout path is actually the most efficient way to reach one's destiny. Isn't that right, Zach? You're not going to let... Sometimes take... Isn't that right, Zach?
What'll it be, honey?
Agent York, if you're fixing to bowl, you're gonna be disappointed. Mrs. Carpenter never lets anyone else use the lane while she's here.
Patty, that's exactly what I came to do. You see, Zach and I need to bowl down 10 maidens.
Fine, go on and try if you wanna, but I'm gonna eat my sundae. Hey! Are you nuts?
What's the most addictive drug in the world?
How should I know?
It's sugar, Patty. Far more people die from obesity and diabetes than from cocaine and heroin. Alexis, would you give her some milk?
Oh, my Lord. Coming right up, honey.
Sugar might be dangerous, but it ain't against the law. You got no right to take that from me, even if you are some FBI agent.
Actually, Patty, I do. We signed a contract, remember? I promised to protect you from all the evil in our world.
Hey!
Delicious. What an amazing chocolate sundae. Zach, I think we just uncovered an incredible treasure here. I feel like I could eat one of these every day while we're in this town.
Oh, what?
Excuse me, Mrs. Carpenter.
Stop! Now, can't you see I'm already in? What, are you blind? Holy Mother of bowling balls, let me pick up this split. Holy Mother of bowling balls, let me pick up this split.
Zach, our new friend, appears to be we should try and utilize this trait of hers in order to get... That was an amazing shot, Mrs. Carpenter. Speaking of which, where did you happen to find the ones you used to help you bowl that split just...
Ooh, you got a keen eye, taking a liking to my...
Oh, yes.
I buy all my charms and
Erzuli Frida.
Yes, it's a mystical establishment.
The mirror.
If you're interested, I can mark it on your map.
Zach, this is it. There must be a treasure trove of dupes. We may even be able to find something capable of... It really feels like we're in the deep...
I thought you came here to bowl.
Yes, I did.
Then why are you leaving? You gave up on trying to convince Mrs. Carpenter to let you play?
No, Patty, neither Zach nor I have given up on anything. We're just going to stop by Erzuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida?
Mr. York, that was mighty cool. The special agent does it again. I bet my CLG's got a lot. By the way, Mr. York.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before.
Well, shoot. Here, I got something I think you'll like. It's a tranquilizer gun. And here's a radio. With this, you won't have to worry about any expensive. Might take you a while to get used to them. Try letting them rip a few times.
Now this is an intriguing weapon. But I'm afraid I'll decline.
Well, sure is peaceful. But the animals are a different story. There are some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And one of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a lot. One chomp's all it takes. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we human man-eating crocodiles will.
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people. And it could happen.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Lewis. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl, then, in the sewer, after growing over 30 feet, it finally starts. Yes, an extremely Back when I first saw it, I had a
Hey, Agent Yo, what's your first order? You're in charge now, remember?
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh! I reckon I better start from. I'm gonna tell it to you straight. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the victim's father. Danny Clarkson is the one who. Okay, but why did he? Well, that's because there ain't no other places. Our town has a clinic inside a church. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it. So we had no choice but to rent out a.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to.
Anywho, this is where the real story be. Truth is, a few days before you got here.
Missing.
Yeah.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did. I locked the whole place up. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find.
So, in other words,
the body of a beautiful young. Hey! All right. Reckon I should have told you about this earlier when you first said. It just didn't seem like. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head?
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here.
That doesn't bother me. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here.
You holding up okay, CLG? Sure you don't want to wait outside?
I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real Look, he's talking to himself.
Zach, this is the ambiguous. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent.
place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I...
Yes, it's quite the funhouse. Truly a dazzling place. Meet entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CF.
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body, but as I gaze upon this hanging garden, yes, all we need to do is change. Melvin, I'd like to take this opportunity to act. In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch me. Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, Candy. The prettiest girl in town. A shooting star.
You always keep her photo with you?
Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more, so I always keep her photograph with me.
I see. But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy, but it don't matter. He's still my real daddy.
And...
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit... Perhaps Candy is already... It might be a private matter, just... Here we are, Zach. The morgue. They stored the victim's body in a cold storage ware. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever...
Hey, Agent. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers? We don't have any special facilities like you people. Don't compare us with city folk. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you did...
Sorry, you're right. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think I'd never try and bully... Thank you for...